Hello.
Hello. Hi, John. Yeah, well, we're here today at Autoglym because I need some advice. So, as you know, I've been selling lots of cars so far with the Clever Car Collection, but I've been taking them to a car cleaners to do all the cleaning. I've been taking them to a body shop to do some repairs on some scratches and stuff like that. So I think I can probably do some of that myself, and Autoglym have offered to help me out. So that's why I'm up here in Letchworth to try it out, see what I can and can't do. Probably not very much.
In you go.
In I go. I always forget to go. Let's go, John. One more time.
So you haven't heard of Letchworth Garden City?
No, I hadn't actually, no.
Is that because you're not aware of anything north of Southampton?
Well, we are in the north now, aren't we? So
We're not in... Oh, for God's sake.
after you or me?
Probably you next.
Probably me, okay. Come in.
Oh.
Okay.
Very good.
Right, where are we going to go now?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So, out of today, I was hoping you might be able to give us some ideas of just things I can do to fix the cars as and when I've got them in. So, the stuff that I'm doing at the moment is I'm taking my cars to a car cleaner to fix them first. But when they've sat on the driveway for a little while and the customer's coming along, I need a way of sort of refreshing them. Also, a little look at sort of scratches and interiors. I mean, interiors of the cars that I'm selling are 10 years old, often they're a little bit unloved. Is that something you might be able to help me with?
Yeah, certainly help you with those. It's always one of those things where, you know, the better the car is prepped anyway, the easier it is to sell, because people will look at that and think, is that the best one I can find of that particular car?
Well, I brought this not stock along, it's a test car. I can't actually stretch the 24 plate cars at the moment. This is actually John's. But what can we do? Should we give it a go? Should we give it a clean first?
Let's give it a quick bath, and let's
Gloves. I'll get some
get
gloves.
some gloves on. You got the baby ones, or you picked up the baby ones?
No, I've got
which ones have you got?
I've gone for the big ones, but I've just...
Yeah, the XO. You've got damp hands. You've got clammy hands.
Right, there we go.
There we go. We got them on. There we go.
Let's go.
They're almost there. Pair them as well.
Oh,
There we go.
nice.
Okay, so first thing we need to have a look at the wheels. Now, not all wheels are the same, so we want to make sure they're nice and cold. Okay.
Cold?
Yeah, we don't want to spray chemical onto hot wheels. But if you spray chemical onto a hot wheel, that's going to evaporate very quickly. And the whole secret about washing cars is once they're wet, keep them wet.
Right.
Okay. Now I've got some heavy duty wheel cleaner, and this is diluted in here at 3:1. You can use it neat, 50-50, always follow the instructions on the label. Nice black wheel. Now whenever you spray a chemical onto a vertical surface, you always start at the bottom and go up.
Right.
Okay, the reason why we don't start up there is because as that runs down, that can create a streak. And also, what a lot of people forget, this big black hoop running around the outside, that is also part of the wheel.
Right.
And if you clean the tyres, they will look better straight away. Okay, so we start from the bottom, work our way up, and these are not, you can see all the dirt
Oh yeah.
coming off that tyre. That's all old tyre dressing. We'll get right inside as well. If they're really dirty, do the wheels touchless first. That'll get rid of a lot of the heavier dirt off. And then if you've got the time, do them again, but then go in with the brushes.
I feel like I'm back at Auto Express, John. Right, I'll do this one.
Is there a particular reason you posed like that?
No. I've had a back operation. So this is just stuff that people can get off the shelves, or is this a trade-only one?
This is a trade product, but we do three-wheel products.
Heavy-duty wheel cleaner.
Yeah,
Right.
so this is trade. So we'll rinse that off, and we'll rinse that off in the same way we applied it, so from the bottom up.
Right, thank you.
There you go.
I'm trusted.
Now keep both hands on it.
Yeah, well,
So
it's powerful.
you want your left hand a bit further down onto the grip there, and also distance is a thing.
Right.
Okay. So if you're standing right back here with the pressure washer,
Yeah.
you might as well use a hose pipe.
Right.
So the only power in the pressure washer is around here somewhere.
Right. Oh, so it needs to be what, down here?
Yeah, yeah, you need to get to within sort of 10 inches of it, that'll be fine.
I like this one. Is a pressure washer a must?
I think it's not a must. You can get away with a hose pipe, but certainly you'll use less water with a pressure washer. I would say yes, it is, because it opens up a lot of possibilities. Yes, you've got a bit of force there, knocking the dirt off. You've also opened up for accessories like using foams and things like that, which will help you as well, you know, in the long term.
Yes.
Okay.
Very satisfying.
You know, this is not an old car.
No.
So that is essentially all those wheels really need. If they were...
What, despite all the abuse John has given it?
So, if we come back to the front wheel again, then we'll start down the bottom again. Don't need so much. And then we can use the brush to, again, look at the dirt that is off the tyre now. Okay. Car dealerships do have a fetish for having shiny tyres.
I don't really like shiny tyres.
I hate shiny tyres. It does nothing for the car. They weren't shiny when they were new. Why do they need to be shiny now?
Yeah.
But when you're brushing the wheels, do them one wheel at a time.
Right.
Okay. That initial touchless clean, we could get away with doing all four in one go.
Yeah.
But when you're brushing them, you want to do them one at a time. And the reason is if you spray the chemical on all four and you get stuck on one particular wheel because it's proven to be a pain, they're very merrily drying away.
Should we move on to the body?
Definitely.
Right. I'll pop this back. Helpful apprentice.
Let's make up some detergent.
So you don't just chuck in a bucket?
From you don't want to damage that car. If we went straight onto that with shampoo, we've got all this stuff stuck, and you can hear it.
Yeah.
You've got all that stuff on there. If you go around there with a mittens shampoo, you're going to damage the car. You're going to essentially scratch it. So what we want to do, we want to get as much of that heavier dirt off first without touching it.
Right.
With the detergent, and that's where the detergent comes in hand.
Yeah.
And it will also help break down the fly matter and things like that.
Right.
So it's a very versatile product.
This is the most love a Mazda 2 is ever going to have, John.
There we go. So we've got our TFR. Now I'm also going to make up some shampoo. Yes.
Now, do you use hot water or cold?
It's up to you. If you're a bit delicate, you can use hot water.
It doesn't make a difference?
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
make a
right,
difference.
okay.
No, these chemicals, they're all designed to work with both cold and hot.
Right.
What you're saying is the hot water tap that James had installed outside his garage alongside the cold water tap for
that
valeting,
was what I was
completely
trying
useless.
That's what I was trying to get to. Thanks, John.
And the biggest thing about shampoos is people do dilute them incorrectly. They should almost feel like water. So if you feel that it doesn't feel slimy at all, it's almost like water.
Yeah.
Right, so we've got our TFR. The cars just attract dust to them. You know, they're negatively charged, the dust floating around is positively charged. What detergents do is they break that bond, okay? But it's critical as to how you apply it, okay? So you've probably been to, you know, your hand car wash down the road, and they've got their TFR, and again,
Yeah, they do actually.
right, down the car like that.
They definitely do it like that.
So when we got our TFR, we apply nice thin, even coat from the bottom up. So we've got a bit of TFR, because a lot of the flies on here, and the TFR start to break down that bond, and we'll come back to that little bit on it in a minute. We can go back over the wheels again if we want, that's no problem. And if you're going for the full works, you would go inside the door shuts as well.
Right.
Door shuts, very underrated area.
Yes.
Under here, and then underneath where the finger grab is. Again, that's an area that gets forgotten about, underneath there.
Yes.
Okay, and you can see the TFR doing the work. See the way the dirt is now, the bond, particularly on that way, see it on the yellow there. Absolutely get in there.
That's thorough.
Back in the mirrors. Now you notice I've only done the bottom half of the car, and the reason for that is if you're outside, you don't really want to go over the whole car with this sort of strength. If you was under the shade, you could probably get away with it. And most people, when they start rinsing the car, they'll start from the top because they think that they're washing the dirt down off the car. Actually, that's not what's happening. What's happening is you might clean up a bit up here, but as the water washes down, it's washing the TFR off below it, and the dirt just goes back to the panel again.
Right.
Right down. Like that. Bottom up. Down, right down, right down. When we do the bonnet,
Yeah.
okay, we start at the furthest point and come towards yourself.
Right.
It's the same as bottom to top. So we get right over the bonnet. And then we'll give it a courtesy rinse. So we'll give it a quick rinse over the whole car. Like that. And now we're good to shampoo. Now a lot of people say using a 2-bucket method.
Yeah.
So you have 1 bucket with shampoo, 1 bucket with fresh water in, you go from shampoo to what we're talking about speed here.
Yeah.
We haven't got time for that. So we need to get a bucket of shampoo, and this is, again, this is the important thing, and this is one of those things that people forget. We want basically this whole bucket of shampoo pretty much on this car.
Right.
It's not dip it in once and go around the whole car. So when you shampoo the car, it's load up the mitt. We want nice long.
And you recommend a mitt, not a sponge?
A sponge?
That's what.
What, like from Poundland?
We'll talk about that off camera. Yeah. So we come top down this time, it's the opposite way. So we come down, come down, come down, come down. Now this is why it's important for you to have gone right down below there with the TFR, because that should come away clean.
Right.
Okay. Absolutely flood it. This is what shampoos are designed to do.
This one smells quite nice.
It does. This is just normal.
Has it got a certain flavour?
Black cherry, I believe. Don't lift up the wipers, don't leave them up like
No?
that. No,
I
because
always do that.
particularly with a pressure washer that powerful,
Yeah.
that jet hits that. I've seen these come down and smash windscreens.
Have you?
Yeah.
That would be an annoyingly expensive
That
thing
would
to
be
fix,
embarrassing
wouldn't
more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it? Do you want me to do some washing?
Yes, please, because I don't know why I'm doing it. Yeah, so absolutely flood it. Nice, long, straight lines. Don't ever do this
Okay.
in circles. The reason why we don't go around in circles is because it's very easy to miss something. So by going in straight lines, you'll see what you're doing, basically. And the biggest thing is, of course, don't drop it on the floor.
Don't. I know. And then what happened? Because I did that the other day.
Yeah.
This is the confession with my sponge, and then I went back to the panel.
Now then,
And
I'm going to stop you right
anyway.
there. What did you do just then?
What did I do just then? Did I do a circle?
Yeah, you went down
Yeah.
and you came back up.
Right.
So once you go down,
Fill the bucket.
Off.
Oh, okay.
yeah, rinse. So
Complicated, isn't it?
it is, you've got to keep your wits about it.
Yeah.
It's, you know, and this is, again, why it's so important. If you've missed a bit there, you could pick up a stone or something like that.
Yeah.
And now you've just dragged that up the car.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's going to cost
So
you.
if you have dropped a sponge like I did, what do you do? Just throw it away?
I would, best practice would be
Really?
bin it. Yeah.
Bin it.
And you just done it again.
Oh, I've just done it again.
Okay, down, 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 off. That's it.
That's better. It's like having a personal trainer.
I've got to a very strange situation where my boss is washing my car.
Yes, it is true.
Lovely.
This is true. And you're very welcome, John. Consider it a bonus. Oh, shit. I didn't even do that on purpose. Do I have to throw this away now?
No, we won't throw it. Obviously, we've got quite a clean floor, but I will get you a fresh one just to be on the safe side.
I mean, maybe I should be wearing it as a mitt.
Yeah, that is the idea. So when we come to rinse this off now, we don't have to worry about this bottom to top.
Okay.
We've done that. That was that touchless bit. Again, if we was outside, you might have to shampoo half the car, rinse it, shampoo the other half, keep making sure the car stays wet, because water's a pain when it dries in the car. Pretty much it.
Nice.
For efficiency and speed, I really like an Insta-Dry. So this is a synthetic chamois leather.
And you use it on everything, including the glass?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Whole exterior. We don't recommend their use on the interior. That's not what they're for. But for outside drying, they're great. And if you want to get that last little bit of water off, that's when the microfibers come in. That's when your drying towel comes in to get rid of the rest of it.
Well, this is about good at it, I think.
Is this a new shape?
Well, this is the Toyota Mazda 2.
Yes.
So if a dealer has got taken on a new Valser, like John, would you offer training for them if they wanted to send someone here?
Yeah, absolutely. We can do that. We can also do sort of like a basic sort of one-day training on site as well. There are 5 of us on technical who, we have our areas, and our franchisees can call on us to pop in and go see a customer who are struggling.
So how have we got on?
Well, you're average.
Average. I mean, that's basically what I look to achieve in life, average.
So the next job would be to vacuum the car.
Okay.
I always think once you've got the wash done, time for a coffee.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Red bum,
Oh, sorry.
So, number 1 job on the inside, vacuum.
Yep.
First thing to do, really, mats out. Fabric seats like this, you've got to have brushes, brushes speed everything up. Brush it all to one spot, then hoover it up, rather than chasing it all around the car. Knock out any bits of fluff and bits of stuff that's just coming around here, but vacuuming, when you see Secret.
I think they were mine, actually.
Yes, they were.
Secret chocolate eaters in the cars.
I left them in your car.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
I've had 2 incredibly smelly cars.
Yes.
One smelled of dog.
Yeah.
One was just smelled very damp.
Yeah.
I bought those air bomb things.
Yeah. Just mask it.
Just masked it.
Just mask it. So I liken cars to big fish. If you stretch a big fish out on the floor, you know it smells fishy, but you're not sure where the smell's coming from. So it's
right.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I like the analogy.
So cars are the same. If a car smells, you might not be quite aware of where that smell is coming from. It's going to need a clean.
Right.
And you need to be methodical, and you need to get everywhere, because you can guarantee the bit that you miss is the bit where the smell's coming from. Yeah.
If you drop a latte in a car, is it a write-off?
No.
Well, they smell like a write-off.
They smell like a write-off, definitely. Deal with it as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It is handy if you've got an extractor vac. We also have a product like this, which is my glamorous assistant just handed to me. Fabric stain remover, which is like an enzymatic cleaner, so it helps break down the enzymes that can cause that smell.
Right. Give me an idea of how you'd use the fabric cleaner then, and just.
So, well, it's used in conjunction with other products.
Right.
So, I will show you first how to clean it.
Yeah.
And then go show a bit of this if you've got something that's a bit more, nasty.
James, do you think you need your safety goggles for this?
I don't know, do I?
No, we should be okay.
Oh, thank God.
Basically, this is like a scrubbing brush, only in a sponge format. Okay. We've got a damp chamois. Now, interior cleaner works in exactly the same way as a TFR does on the outside, in which case it breaks a bond. But it needs to get into contact with it. So with the AquaDry, because it's not as absorbent as a microfiber, it sits on the surface. So I can just get into the car, just get on there, just wipe it down, just give it a quick wipe round, like that, and it just pull the dirt off on there. This is a 24 plate car, should be pretty clean, but we can still see
Yeah.
there is some dirt still on there.
Would you put anything on after that then? Anything to buff it up, or is that just
No,
simply all you
only
need?
if, you know, if Mazda wanted this shiny, they would have made it shiny. My opinion is just let them look natural, let them look, let them look clean.
Oh, and what if there is something worse on the seats then? What do we do? If we've gone round with the interior cleaner, I mean, what is a good process of...
So number one job is to hoover the seat. So we're looking at this and it looks like leather. I can guarantee it's not. Not in a car like this. Certainly you can't smell the leather in the car.
Definitely not.
So my first thing would be with the sponge. So
It's pretty similar to the one I use on the outside, actually.
So, but this is a lot harder. Yeah, you wouldn't want to use this on the outside of the car. Right? So you want to load it up with the interior cleaner, and then I want to go deal with the leather first, or leatherette, depending on the plastic, the way you want to call it, but like that. And then we can deal with the fabric. So what we want to do is go straight to the fabric, nice, long, even pulls on the trigger like that. Make sure you go right the way around. You can't just deal with a spot, okay? Then with the sponge, give it a good scrub, okay? Get right onto it, give it a real good scrub. If you can still see the mark, spray again, rinse the sponge, scrub again. Keep repeating that process.
And that will effectively take it out. And if it doesn't,
Yeah.
you have to tackle it with something harder. Is that the kind of rule?
Yeah, generally will.
How many times would you give it a go until you try it with something?
Normally if it don't come out within 5 minutes, it won't come out in the first one.
Right.
And the beauty of this method of cleaning is you're not soaking the inside of the car like, a lot of guys will go straight with the wet vac, but you're not soaking
Yeah, I
inside,
found that. So
inside of the car, so you're done.
I've had a few cars I've had to really clean the interior that way, and
Yeah.
they've used a wet vac, and then it takes ages to dry.
It does.
And if you don't leave it to dry, it stinks.
It does. It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
With a wet vac, where they do come in handy is like if you've had a spill, like you were saying, if a kid's been ill and it's just happened,
Yeah.
it's a great way of getting it out of the car. As an actual cleaning tool, all those machines were designed for carpets and mats, designed for thin materials, and they're not designed for seats. So they end up flooding them up with water. Now, if you've got something that's really stubborn, this is where the fabric stain can come in. Now, particularly if you've got like a milk spill or something nasty in that. So basically you just repeat the process, give it a real good soaking with that. And what you can do is you can put a clean bin bag over that seat, put a bit of weight on it and then leave it for a few hours and just let the product just chew away at it and kill all the bacteria. And then give it another good clean and get the wet back on it just to extract a bit of the extract moisture, and then use the chamois leather to finish over the top.
What about when a car's been smoked in? I've had one that's been smoked
it's the same thing. You just got to be methodical.
So just your final bits of advice for me on the interior. What would you say I really need to focus on to make it look presentable?
Yeah, vacuum,
Yeah.
vacuum. That's definitely one of the biggest things. To get all that out, and that will enhance the appearance. If it's just, I just need to get it looking half decent, a quick wipe round just with the chamois leather and the interior, just wipe round the hard surfaces, that will get the heavier stuff off. If it's a real stinker, you're looking at a full clean.
Well, should we move on to some more difficult things like
Yes,
scratches?
certainly, yeah.
Let's do that. I mean, a lot of the cars that I'm buying have got little scratches, little imperfections. I mean, some of them are actually quite big scratches, but there must be some things that I can tackle. I mean, things that I'm paying my body shop to do that I could do. What would you suggest I take on?
So anything you can't feel, you might have a chance with.
Okay.
It's not an exact science. That's the thing. Fingernails rattling around.
This
here.
happens a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's very superficial. even with just a bit of normal polish.
Really, you could get that out?
Yeah, if it won't get it out, it will certainly help hide them a little bit.
Right.
You know, a product like Super Resin has a bit of filler in it, so it will hide that. Of something like Rapid Renovator Plus, which is one of our trade products on a microfiber, probably get some of that out.
Right.
So normally, sometimes you can just hand polish the car, would be enough just to lift it up that little bit more and just highlight the colours. Or if you're looking down the route of machine polishing the car, again, it's one of those things where if you do it badly, you might as well have not bothered in the first place. You know, you can give yourself a lot of problems. It's underrated hand polishing the car. You know, I mean, even on a door like this, I could put a strip of polish on there and you'd be amazed at the difference. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that. Right, so.
Excellent.
So I'm going to use some radiant wax polish, but you could use Super Resin polish.
You're using the sponge to put that on?
I'm using the sponge to put this
Yeah,
on.
because I've put it on with a microfiber. Is that a problem, or is it?
Yes,
Because it's
basically because again with a microfiber, it's really, really absorbent.
Yeah.
So
you use loads of it.
So you end up using a load of it.
Yeah.
So we'll put a stripe on, okay?
Yeah. So when you're applying that, you seem to be rubbing it in quite a lot.
No, yeah, but I'm just working it on that surface just to try and get a nice thing. You know, the amount I put on that sponge there would be enough to do this entire.
Oh, would it?
Oh yeah, totally.
So you do
Dry
need
itself
to
off.
you do need to leave it on there to dry, do you?
It needs to be on there for a little while. But
Okay.
to be fair, you know, you could our general process for a full valet would be get the polish on, leave it on.
The entire car?
Yeah, entire car, dress your plastics, do your windows, dress your tyres, do all your other bits and pieces, and the very last thing before it goes out the door is polish off.
Okay.
Or you could leave it in there overnight. Yeah, I know some people who put cars in car coolers and leave the polish on there for months.
And I take it this doesn't have to be a lengthy process. I mean, you could go around a car pretty quickly.
Oh,
by now.
absolutely. You're looking 20 minutes. So that's so I'm going to take that off in the same way I applied it, right?
Yep.
So as a thing here. So we'll get that off there. But that's just to show just what hand polish can do to a car. So yeah.
Well, that's inspired me, especially on black cars. Last thing I wanted to just pick your brains on is we've cleaned that car.
Yeah.
It's been sat on the forecourt for a week.
Yeah.
And it needs a very quick once over. Like, or you've got a customer who says, "Oh, I'm just down the road. Can I come see your car in 20 minutes?"
Yeah, yeah.
What can I do to get it looking nice quickly?
Absolutely. And this is where this comes in. Thank you, Debbie. So, quick refresh.
Right. Okay.
So this is
this a new
perfect.
product? I haven't seen
It's
it.
relatively new.
Okay.
It's probably one of the newer products in our retail range. So this is for that perfect case scenario where you just got a bit of light. It's just been sitting around for a couple of days or whatever, and someone's just come to pick it up. This is where this comes in. One bucket, one of these, and an Insta-Dry, and that's all you need. Smells amazing, by the way. You might,
what does it do?
yeah, good.
Oh, cool. That does smell good.
Yeah, you might recognise it.
Smells like my childhood of getting those terrible
Bananas.
sweets from the terrible sweets from the corner shop. So how is this different to normal shampoo then?
It's not a shampoo. It is basically makeup remover.
What, micellar water type stuff? Really?
Well,
Handy for you, John.
yeah, it's based on micellar water. So, and who thought it could work on cars? But it does.
Yeah, it does. Cool.
we're
Really smells of banana.
There. So, load it up like that, slap it on the car, and just work it down, just a panel at a time. Work it down, like that.
It's like it's been polished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just rinse it off, squeeze it out.
So this is basically designed for car dealers that have cleaned all their cars, got a forecourt full of them, and then someone will go around with that in the morning to give them a freshen up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
What on there? On the back phone? Hello, Clever Car Collection. Can I help you? So finishing touches, you concentrated on the wheels, I take it it's making them look sparkly.
Absolutely. So we need to dress the tyres.
Okay.
I'm going to use rubber cleaner plus, so the hint's in the name really. So I'm just going to apply it with a brush. Now if you're going into real detail here, you would do all 4 tyres and then roll the car forward a bit to get the bottom of the tyre, but we're not going to do that now. Like that. And if you leave that like that, what you will have is a shiny tyre. However, if you get your old bit of sponge or something, one that dropped on the floor earlier on, or an old rag or something, take it back off again.
Oh, they look good now. I like that. That is a lot better than shiny.
And there you go. Now we've actually cleaned the tyre. Now, a part of this process is when you're cleaning the wheel to actually clean the tyre as well. And this is why, essentially, what I've done now is I've removed all that product.
I actually think that's the most satisfying thing you've done today.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
don't tell my missus that.
Martin, you've shown me a lot today. What are the standout things I need to remember when I go home and do this myself?
Just be methodical, definitely. You know, make sure the wheels are spot on. They're absolutely crucial. Make sure the windows are spot on. They're crucial. And really hit the inside hard with the vacuum cleaner and just give it a white brown. That's certainly up to a stage where it'll be presentable for someone to quickly look at the car.
And we've seen lots of products today as well, and obviously you sell all of them, and you're going to highly recommend them. But what's the ones that I really need to have? What do I need to invest in now?
You definitely need probably a good quality professional pressure washer is one of those things. You need a wheel cleaner, a TFR, an interior cleaner, a polish, a tyre dressing, and a window cleaner. You know, they'll certainly give you the start.
And from what you've seen today, have I got the skills to be able to do this myself?
You're getting there.
I'm getting there.